So welcome back to the class. So we'll be going over the Excel, okay? As in the first class, we do the survey. It turns out that most of you are not very confident about the spreadsheet. So we'll assume you have absolutely no knowledge about the Excel, okay? So we'll start from the very beginning. Of course, to some of you, who may find this a little bit too easy, but we just to make sure everyone on the same page. So we'll get quicker later, but at the moment, so we will start from the beginning, assuming you have absolutely no knowledge of Excel. Okay, so let us begin to talk about why we need to consider Excel, right? First is Excel is covered among all the same sections for this class. So other sections also talk about Excel. So that's why we need to cover it. And second, Excel is also very intuitive to handle the thing. So let's see why. It's also very simple to calculate, and you will see very soon. And it's visual, it's a spreadsheet program. So you can see the data and the calculation at the same place, okay? So that means that when the data size is small, Excel is very convenient, okay? When the data size is large, Excel is a little bit problematic in the sense that you cannot easily check everything nicely, okay? And also, the most important thing is you need to write it in your CV, and for business school student, right? And you really need to use Excel because Excel or Microsoft Office in general, or Google Office or other Office package is the standard when you do quantitative analysis, right? In this class, we don't have time to go over all the details. We go over the main thing, and not every single slide we cover. But if you're in a question, feel free to ask me. We'll pick up the most important slide to go over. If you're in a question, you can just you can ask after class, or other channel. You can tell me, or if there are a lot of people asking the same question, we'll cover in the class. So the objective, what we try to learn is the basic operation that we do today. And the most important thing is we learn different functions that will help us to do the calculation very easy, okay? For example, we want to calculate covariance, variance, then deviation, correlation, skewness, kurtosis, everything we'll cover today. So you will know how to calculate. And more importantly, you really want to know, if you don't have this built-in function, can you calculate from scratch? Okay, that's very important also. So we try to do some of those, and everything in the slides of it, they cover almost everything, how this function they come about. So if the time we cover more, if time is limited, we cover less. So you will be left for you to as exercise on your own. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, basics. So because we assume we don't know anything, so let's go to the Excel spreadsheet. We open it, and then we will start from very beginning. So let's get started from the beginning. We will learn the operation, plus, minus, multiplication, division, exponent, and also the bracket. Okay. Let's get started. So let me see this Excel. Okay. I hope you can see the Excel spreadsheet I have. So let me open a new spreadsheet. Okay. I hope you can see this new one. Everyone can see the spreadsheet. Is that okay? Can you see the spreadsheet?
Yeah.
Good. So for my purpose, I want to make it bigger. So I change the font size to larger first. What I do is I change the font size. And with the right-hand corner, I make it bigger so that I hope everything is clean enough. Okay. Now, as we said, we don't assume anything. So let's start from scratch. We calculate as calculator. So what we do is go to the very first cell. You can see cell spreadsheet arranged by columns A, B, C, D, E, and by row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. First double click the first cell A1. Okay, double click it. Okay, try to type something. Type equal is a sign of calculator. Okay, type equal, and you can put 1 plus 1. Okay, then will give you 2. Okay, so if this is too fast, okay, I'm going to show you a function called formula text. You don't need to learn it right now, but I just use this function to show you what's input in A1. So A1, I put equal to 1 plus 1. Okay, so the same, I would do 2 minus 1 in the A2 cell. Okay, so this is what A2 is, right? And A3, I can type equal. Now I do multiplication, say 2 times 2. Okay, so I have 4. Okay, just type the equation and you put enter, then you give you the answer. Okay, and again I have 4 divided by 2. Okay, and then I'll do this. I'll do the same. Okay, and then I have raised to the power 3 raised to the power 2. Okay, then will give you the 9. And of course, I can take a square root too. As you can see, I take a lot of square root. So you can say 9 raised to the power 0.5. Okay, will give you 3. So this is how often you would take the square root. Okay, and is that clear for using Excel as calculator? Any question? If you're okay, then I hope you can type okay in your chat to make sure I know. Good, thank you. Now, very simple, but this is something we start from scratch. So the next thing we are trying to talk about is cell referencing. Okay, I think you can see my slide. Yeah, you can see my slide, the cell referencing. So the very important thing is you here before as calculator, you combine your data and calculation into the cells or the spreadsheet. So in order to avoid doing it, you have to separate the data and the calculation. Okay, by doing what we call the cell reference, you do calculation refer to the data in other cell. That's a cell reference. So as we can see, the data is in the cell, so it's referred to A1, B1, A2, B2, those kind of thing. The cell is A1 is the first, is the column and the row. Okay, A1 means the first row and first column. A2 is the first row, second column. Okay, so that's how you do the cell referencing. Okay, so let's show you in Excel. Okay, so let me open the other one. Let me make it bigger. Sorry. Making the spreadsheet bigger, and I try to do it. Okay, now what we're going to show you is how to refer to an cell. So I input, without putting the equal mark, I put 1, okay? Then 1 actually means this is data, okay? I don't put any equal sign. Well, you input with the data. Now the second one, I would be saying that I want the data from A1 to add 1, okay? Some operation on the other cell. So what you're going to do is equal to, put A1, okay? When you put A1, then it's very clear that will be the number that we refer to, okay? So that's why you can see the refer to the cell is A, B, C, D, E, okay? Not other way around, because A usually is the letter, right? You don't, it's clear it's not a number, okay? A1 plus 1, okay? then you can see automatically give you the solution. So let me do the formula text here. Okay, so this A1 plus 1. Okay, and if you want, instead of typing A1, you can just click. Okay, you can click the A1. Okay, then you A1. Okay, so you can see now I'm A1 plus 2. Okay, this is how you would enable yourself to refer to other cells in Excel. That means you can separate your data and your calculation. Okay, you don't need to put everything in into the formula there. Is that okay for this one? Good. So now I want to talk about the next thing is something probably you learn a lot or you already know it, is copy and paste. Okay, is sometimes referred to Control-C, Control-V if you know the shortcuts. Okay, so why we want to do that? Okay, go back to the Excel spreadsheet. Okay, you can see actually the formula here, A1, A2, A2, A3, and A4 actually you can see the natural progress. This I'm expecting to input A1 plus 3, right? And can we simplify this, because it is like everyone is adding the previous number, right? So instead of doing this, you can see 1, okay? What I want is A C1, okay, plus 1, right? And let me copy this. And what we want is when we move down from one cell to the other, we want change to say C2 plus 1, right? Then we become 3. So that's why what we want is actually we want C2 plus 1, right? We want this to happen, okay? We want this to happen. And we want the Excel to do this for us, right? So we don't need to type, this is C3 plus 1, C4 plus 1, so on and so forth, okay? Is this smart enough? Yes. When you move, this cell reference move the same cell with you. So let me delete this one, okay? If you click this cell, you right click the mouse, use the copy, which is same as the keyboard Control-C, and you go to that cell, you right click again, use the paste, okay? You can see the Excel will smartly move down by 1, okay? You move the row from C1 to C2, okay? Similarly, if you move on the right-hand side, we will C1 to D1, okay? So this is how save a lot of typing. Is that okay? Any question for this one? Okay, so the other one is something the new Excels. This is not available 10 years ago when I was an intern. In the old Excel, you don't have this kind of convenient function. Is you use the mouse to the right-hand corner, the mouse become a cross, and you can drag down, you do copy and paste directly, okay? So let's see, you don't use the Control-C, Control-V that many times. You can use so if you can see, let me clean this up, okay? What you do is you can see the cell C2, okay? I hope you can see my Excel spreadsheet. Yes, you can see my Excel spreadsheet. So go to the very right-hand corner, okay? You can see the mouse cursor originally is a white cross, okay? You go to the right bottom corner, it become a black cross, okay? Black cross. And you just click and drag, okay? You automatically copy and paste. If you drag more, you go down more, okay? Same as here, I drag down this one, okay? So that is how conveniently you can do copy and paste. Is that clear for this point? Is that okay?
Yes.
Good. So very intuitive, but just make sure everyone on the same page. Okay. So now we will do the cell referencing. Okay. So so far we have we have the cell referencing called A1, okay, or C1, C2, and sometimes when we copy the formula, we don't want to move with it. Okay. Sometimes there's some constant we don't want to move. Say discount factor or interest rate is going to use for every single sales, right? So in order to make sure that if you want to move the formula, you don't want to move when you copy and paste, you put a dollar sign in front of it, okay? You put dollar sign, then it's not going to move anyway, okay? And you can see $2 sign. You put dollar sign in front of A, it means that when you move around the column, across the column, it will not move this A. You have dollar sign in front of the row, you move up and down, you're not going to move, okay? So let me illustrate that for you, okay? Say I have a one here, okay? And I have 2 here, I have 3 here, okay? And I want to 3, 4 maybe this way, okay? So now I have a formula called E1, okay? E1, okay? And if I move around, you will easily see you move around, right? So that's, if you copy and paste, move around, you will be moving around, okay? Again, E1, okay? But if I put dollar sign here, okay, $2 sign, okay? Then if I drag it, okay, everything is 1, okay? You can see there's nothing changes here, okay? And if I put dollar sign E and 1, okay, without dollar sign, just the dollar E, okay? Let's see what you will see. You will see 1, 1, okay? But you see 2, 2. Why? Because the E is keeping the same. So no matter you move left or right, it remain E. But you move down, it become E2, okay? Let's see the final example. If you have if a E dollar sign 1, okay? So what you have is 1, 3, 1, 3. Why? Because 1 is always the fix. Okay, you can see it's triple down still E1. Okay, so I hope this gives you a clear understanding of cell referencing. Okay, so in order to make sure that you understand what's going on, let's do an exercise. Okay, let's do exercise. So we will be doing the multiplication table, what you learn in the primary school. Okay, you are given the yellow cells, which is numbers 1 to 9, and you need to fill in the green cells, which I want you to fill in like this one. It should be 1, right? And the last cell J10 should be giving you 81. Okay, to make sure that you get what I'm saying, let me create here. Okay, and what I want is 1, 2, okay, and up to 9, and 1, 2, up to 9, okay? These are the yellow cells, okay? And I want you to, this is 1, this is 81, you know, right? This is going to be 16, right? So I want you to fill in this table, okay? And using what you learned from the cell referencing and all other techniques, so on and so forth. Okay, I give you 5 minutes. You can try to work it out. In the meantime, any question you can ask me. So please try to do it on your own. If you're done, you can type OK to the chart so that I know when I should talk about that. So remember, I want to fill in 6 here, okay? Make sure that you know what we're doing. It's a multiplication table. don't worry, I'll cover that. So don't worry, just let me know if you're done. Don't worry, we'll cover us how to do that. Maybe 1 more minute. I will talk about how to do it. Okay, maybe I get started. So you can see this one, right? As we said, this is basically coming from multiplication of this number times this number. So this is the formula. A1 times A2 times B1, okay? So this is something we want to do, right? And this is the formula, A2 times B1. And you can see this formula should be A3 times B1, okay? So you can see, maybe I write the formula text here to make sure that you would be okay with you can observe the difference. So you can see if I go down, right? And the B1 will be remain the same, right? So that means if I write this, right, I can just change to this, okay? And this would not have any impact on the, sorry, this would be something we would expect to be done, right? And you can see if I move, same idea, if I move this across, right, I should be expecting A should be keep the same, right? Because this formula should be A2 times C1, right? So that means that the formula I need is this. A remain the same and 1 remain the same. So if I do that, then I just highlight this, and you just highlight, then come up with everything. Is that clear? Is that okay? Let me know if you have any question. I can show again. So I saw other way around. Let me do it. So let me erase everything here to make it clean. So this formula is star A because A remain unchanged, right? For this cell, and the other one is first row remain unchanged, okay? So what we're going to do is, if you do the sign, then you change it. As we said, the copy and paste, if you put a dollar sign means if you move around, it doesn't change. If you don't have dollar sign, then you will move accordingly, okay? I just drag, okay, let's see how we drag. Go to the right-hand corner, you can see become a black cross, drag to the end, okay? You fill up accordingly. And then you drag the whole row down, okay? This one way. Alternatively, you can drag down first and drag across. Is that clear? So that's why you really need the dollar sign. Otherwise, if you move down, then this B1 will become say B2. Okay, you don't want to do that. Okay, because you are, no matter what the formula is keep this row the same, this column the same. Is that clear? Henry. Is that okay, Henry? Is that okay for everyone? Good. If there's no more question, then we will go back to the slide. So I'm sure it is slow for some of you, but just to make sure everyone is the same place. Okay. So for next, we can define the name, but for the time's sake, we just forget about it. If you can check. I think I have a YouTube video about this. You can check it by yourself. I just skip this part. I will still go to the function directly. Okay, so sorry for skipping, but we save our time for more important element. So, oh, this PDF is already in the black box. Black box, you go to the, it's there in the programming. In case you don't know, just let me show you where it is. I can share the screen with you. I think in the course content, the programming. So let me share it quickly. So course content, the programming here. Okay. So let's go back to here to the slides. Okay, couple of slides. And we'll tell you some functions that you can do it to simplify our life, right? Because that is the goal of this class, is to allow you to use Excel to do the calculation. So first 3 items we want to talk about is count, sum, and product. Okay, that would be something very useful. In particular, count and sum. Okay, so let's talk about. Let's show you the Excel spreadsheet again. Okay, we have a new spreadsheet. Again, to make sure that you can see properly, I make the large font size and I make it bigger. Okay, so now consider following data X. Okay, maybe data. Okay, the data we have is say 1, maybe 1, 2, 4, 6. Okay, okay, this is something we want. Okay, and the first, hope you can see my screen, right? Okay. So 1 is, you want to calculate n, right? How many data we have is n, right? So you can easily see this, we have 5 numbers, right? And, but we have a lot, then how do you do, right? And the way to do is use the function called count. So how to use function? In Excel, the function is using the English capital letters. Okay, so it's equal to count. Okay, and now we're going to enter the cell. Of course, you can type B1 and then comma B2 and so on and so forth, right? But the easier way to do it is have a called the colon. Okay, colon F1. Okay, then you will say all the cell from B1 to F1 will be counted. Okay, so to do this, automatically we will have 5. Okay, if you don't like to type the colon, you can just click and drag. Okay, you will do the same thing. So you see there's a 5 number here. Is that clear for the count? So I just put the formula text here. You can see the formula text is also a formula. Okay, but just show you the answer, which is count. Okay, so the other one is the sum. Okay, sum is adding all up. So you just sum. Again, is B1 up to F1. Okay, those are the sum. Okay, immediately when you have sum and then n, now you can easily calculate the average, the mean, right? Because mean is coming from the sum divided by n, right? So that's how you can calculate the average by scratch, right? And very often you really want to do more, right? You really want to, can we have one function for it, right? Because it's so common. We don't want to have count sum, right? Maybe other way around, one step is like, yes, average. So you can do the count B1 up to F1, right? And then divided by, sorry, the sum, right? And over the count, right? There's one step and you're done, right? B1 and F1, okay? You can do that, right? And the alternative way, as some of you have pointed out, we can do the average B1, F1, okay? Then you get the average, okay? So that is how you can calculate the average, okay? By using the average function, that you're done. Is that clear for this one? So now I want to talk about the variance. Okay, variance. Variance. Okay. And what we want to do is, remember the variance, how you calculate is each data you subtract from the mean, right? So you can do from scratch is using the formula. Okay, let's do it from scratch. Is equal to B1, okay, minus the mean. Let's put whatever this one, okay? And this one we want to refer to it, so we can put $sign here, okay? Then you can drag to the end, okay? So this become, each element is the deviation from the mean, right? Subtract the mean. And then usually we want to do square, okay? Just do it by one chunk, right? Okay. Or if you don't want to do that, you can do it in this way. Maybe I do it this way. It's more intuitive. So this will be the square deviation, right? And then what you can do is sum up all of them, right? Sum, okay? And remember, we want to divide this by n, which is here, right? So this gives you a elaborate calculation of 20 as its population variance, right? So can we do much quicker? Of course, answer yes. So the formula is called VAR dot P, okay? And then we will be doing the A2 up to, sorry, A1, sorry, B1 up to E1. So F. Okay, sum of it divided by n is, let me see. Yes, this is the variance square n, yes. Sorry, maybe there's some problem. Some of it. And oh, sorry, I shouldn't square. Sorry. There's a formula. So you can see Excel, sometimes you cannot check the mistake if you make a mistake. So, but you can see this is variance P, is the variance population. Okay, variance P. And if you divide this by n minus 1, right, divided by B2 minus 1, okay, this is the population, this is sample one, will be VAR dot S. Okay, so you can do var dot S B1 up to F1. Okay, so this is the sample standard deviation. Okay, this is a population version, same as what we have found here. Is that okay for the variance P and variance S? If okay, then please type okay. Good. Okay. So the next is we want to do standard deviation, right? As then will be STDEV dot P and standard deviation dot S correspond to the both. Okay. So it will be STDEV dot P B1 up to F1. Okay. And then STDEV dot S E1 up to, sorry, B1 up to F1, okay? So this is how you get the two. To verify that's right, we can take this to the 0.5, okay? You can check, you can easily see they're the same, right? This is 2.3, this is 2.5, okay? Is that okay? For the standard deviation and the P and S. Okay, so maybe you can go back to the slides. You can see, we just skip some of them, but we will see the standard deviation, the variance P and S. Okay, this variance P and S, and we have the standard deviation S, standard deviation P. Okay, and coefficient of variation. I don't think we need to work on it. Coefficient of variation will be just the standard deviation to the other mean, right? So the thing is, I want to go with kurtosis and skewness. Okay, skewness dot P with the population, skewness will be the sample, and kurtosis will be the sample one. Okay, so just to make sure that we know, we go back to the slide. Okay, to calculate the kurtosis and the skewness. So that's why from Excel we can easily calculate skewness. Skewness P, okay? And what you do is skew dot P and then B1 up to F1, okay? The skew is 0 because you can see symmetric, right? Because 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, okay, symmetric. And that's the same when you do the skew B1 up to F1, same. So negative 0, basically 0, right? And you have the kurtosis, KUR B1 up to F1. Okay, so this is how you get all the kurtosis. Okay, is that okay? So this is excess kurtosis. So this is -3 already. Okay, just make sure that there's a formula very complicated at the end of those slides. Okay, so for the remaining, the last one, I talk about how to calculate. Oh, look at the slide again, because usually you do this population, you don't do the population one. You want to do that, you can do it from the scratch. Because we use the sample one more often than the other way around. Is that your question? So there's a sample one, because and also you care about excess kurtosis rather than the so that's why this is the case. Okay, so the very last one, we will go to the we'll talk about correlation. Okay, very quickly. Let's have the two data Sorry, a little bit overrun a little bit, but I hope that's okay. So we have two data set, X and Y. Okay. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, say. And the other one is 5, 6, 4, 8, 7, say. For example, this is data. Okay. I'm pretty sure you know how to calculate from scratch. So, but I just wanted to tell you the two formula, which is the covariance P and covariance S and correlation. So it's covariance dot P and the covariance dot S. Okay. So remember you have two data points. So that's why you have covariance P. You'll be B1 up to F1. Okay. And then comma B2 to F2. Okay. That will be, then you will give you the population covariance. Okay. Just to repeat formula text here. Okay. So if you want the covariance S, same idea, dot S will be the sample one. So they will be divided by n minus 1. Okay. So that's how you do the sample. Okay. Finally, with the correlation, C-O-R-R-E-L, okay, correlation. Remember, correlation has no sample population, the same. Okay. Actually, you can prove it by yourself in Excel. Every time you do this population with the same. Okay. So this is how you do the correlation. Okay. I guess that's pretty much of today Excel. Although it's slow, but I hope this is something that we cover everything for the summer statistics. If you want to learn more Excel, I suggest you study the slides, or we can cover more in the next class if needed, but otherwise that would be, next class we'll talk about probability. Okay, unless you want me to cover more, but I thank you very much. Bye-bye, we'll see you on Tuesday. So on Thursday. So I stay around to answer any question you may have. So feel free to ask any question if you want to. It's okay. I think it still work for all the calculation in our class. So Peter, don't worry about that. If you still worry, you can use the spreadsheet of Google. That would have everything we need, but doesn't really matter. Using the old version is fine. Oh, just the first quiz, but doesn't really matter. I think everyone is here, so just by attendance. So don't worry. Exercise recommended. Oh, we have data cam. Data cam is already. Excel, you mean for the, you can look at the textbook, okay? The textbook. The textbook has answer to the, I think, even number questions. For some of the questions, you can work on those. That would be the way you can practice. Feel free to unmute if you want to talk, or any question you want is fine. Or just
Hello,
type.
Professor Cole.
Yes.
Sorry, I would like to ask a question, but it's not related to Excel. It's related to the first chapter that we have covered last lesson.
Okay.
It's about, I saw from the textbook that money can be both discrete data or continuous data. May I know the reason why?
Okay, what's discrete, what's continuous? Discrete is the final number of the data available, of the values is feasible. So like number of people who enter a coffee shop. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And between any number 1 and 2, you cannot 1.5. There's no meaning of putting 1.5. Same.
Yes.
Then continuous means anything in the middle is feasible, right? Usually. mean continuous means there are many more than countable of them, so it's feasible. So money, why you can have continuous and why you have discrete, right? And most of time in the real world, there's a limit number of decimal places you can go, right? For the Hong Kong dollar, the lowest you can go is the cents, right?
Yes.
Then you have final number of cents, right? Say $1 and $2, you can have 150, right? And 150 and 1, you have 125, and so on and so forth, up until you cannot divide, right?
Yeah.
But only usually in the bank account, you only left 2 digits, right?
Yes.
If you only allow 2 digits, that is a discrete. If you don't limit to 2 digits, you can go as many digits as you want. It's continuous.
Oh, that means it depends on the digit number.
If you allow many digits as you want, then it's continuous.
Okay, I see. Thank you.
Any question?
Thank you and goodbye.
Okay, goodbye. I'll see you on Thursday.
See you.
Daniel, can I help you? Daniel?